depths by just wishing or wanting or claiming it. You are like a seed when you accept Christ as your Savior. You grow, and if you are not nurtured, if you don't get sun, if you don't get water, you wither and die. I try not to be a judge of one's religion, or one's Christianity, or one's Christology. But as 37 years in ministry have taught me, I've become suspect of people who become holy and sanctified overnight. Such people often come into their Christian life with a bang, and those same people go out of their Christian life with a whimper. In other words, they sound like a cherry bomb when they start, and they go out less than a firecracker. Rather than mourning and weeping with time, true religion, that thing that we call true religion, should proceed from strength to strength. In other words, we should be growing up higher and higher. We shouldn't be at the same place. Time takes its toll on all, and we know in everything we do will fail except religion. Everything will fail. In time, the clothes that we wear are going to wear. No matter how fine or how expensive they may be, no matter where they come from, they're going to wear out. In time, the cars that we drive, searching for a car for my daughter, and see all kinds of cars, and see Mercedes and Lexus, and see some of them where the seats are just worn out, the finest leather that could be put in cars. Cars, their bodies begin to rust out and their engines stop running. In time, the houses that we live in. You know, this is North Texas. If we don't board our foundation, we get foundation problems. You know, or if we don't have the pesticide man to come in, we get termite problems. And our houses begin to weak and crumble. In time, the art equipment that we could purchase becomes outdated and becomes obsolete. In time, our bodies deteriorate. The aches, the pains. Look at the greatest athletes out there. Some can't run as fast as they used to. Look at the greatest boxers. Look at Muhammad Ali. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at Michael Irvin. Look at Don Murray, who just passed. In times, our bodies begin to deteriorate. And when we were young, we thought that our coordination would never leave us. But as we get old, we see that our coordination leaves and we must retire. In time, the vitality of our youth seems to wander away. So the glide that we had in our stride begins to slow down. We lose the dip in our hip. Our energy fades. In times, those who are most beautiful in Hollywood, you know, one of the things that I like seeing, they show the movie stars have scars about their makeup. Like it's a ugly women. But their beauty leaves. Marilyn Monroe is now nothing but a household name. Joan Crawford is nothing but a household. People don't even remember who Joan Crawford was. Mommy dear, so. In time, even, and if you noticed a couple of weeks ago, they had the casket of Lee Harvey Oswald. in the auction off. The caskets that we are burying rusting, turn back. And I don't care what it costs me. It was reviewing the Michael Jackson funeral the other day, thinking about the Lee Harvey their casket, looking at that gold plates that Michael and James Brown was burying in. Just think that $24,000 box is going to rust out. In time, everything will change. But the Christian should get stronger with time instead of rusting out. And all of those who are Christians can say, though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed every day. The Christian life should go from strength to strength, from glory to glory. Every round should be like the songwriter said, higher and higher. Each victory ought to help us win somebody else over to Christ. And that is a difference, and that should be a difference in our religion now than what it was when we first accepted Christ. I know there should be a difference even in mine from now to when I first started preaching. My faith ought to be stronger. I ought to have more depth and knowledge. I shouldn't be discouraged so easily or willing to quit so readily. My feelings should not be hurt so quickly. I should be more convinced and convicted about the reality and about the truth of some things now than what it was at the beginning. I should be more firm and more resolute about some things and more flexible. I should be able to bend instead of being so stringent. Life, church folks, people in general, God, the scriptures, the world should not look the same to me today as it did 37 years ago, come maybe 38 years ago when I first started preaching. And if everything and everybody looks the same now as they did when you first accepted Christ, then you haven't grown. Growth makes us see things differently. And I'm not simply talking about the passage of time, because the years can go by without much growth taking place. Some people still think the same thoughts that they thought 50 years ago. Some people still talk the same talk that they talked 20 years ago. Some people still try to do the same thing they did many years ago. You ever go and see someone dancing? Sister Rosa, our age, see us old folks trying to dance like the young folks. We too old for that, trying to, I want to try that. My hip may go right. At the beginning of each year, each of us need to hold the mirror up and look at ourselves. Look at ourselves, not look at ourselves as our neighbor sees us. But we should look at ourselves and see how God views us. And if we can't see how God views us, then we need to say, I haven't grown. But if we can say, this is how God sees me, a much better person. I'm not what I should be, but I'm not what I used to be. I'm pressing on to be that what I can be. In Ezekiel's vision, he recounted, that was read in the text, the land was nourished by a stream of water that flowed from the temple. As Ezekiel walked along the banks of the stream, he was directed at certain intervals to stop and to measure the depths of the water. At one point, he said the water was ankle deep. And at another point, the water was knee deep in the stream. He followed the stream a little further.